What's going on, guys? It's Amazing YT here, back with another video, guys, and today, guys, we're going to be going over the top 5 best units in Global Grand Cross. So let's get into it, guys. Alright, guys, so for the top 5 units in Grand Cross Global, this list isn't really in any order, guys. It's just like these are the general top 5 units, so there isn't any order to this list, guys, so I just wanted to clarify that. But these units are all top tier, and when used correctly can be very devastating in PvP, PvE, whenever they're needed to be used, right? So for the first unit we're gonna go over, it's gonna be Red Gotther, guys. So Red Gotther is definitely a top 5 unit just because he's the only unit in the game that has this skill right here, the rank up skill. So increases skill ranks of all allies and increases basic stats by 20% for 3 turns. This skill makes Gotther so good for any raid, for any PvE content that needs ranking up cards. You could do PvP, really good in PvP too. He has an AoE attack disable, which is really good in PvP. Also in PvE, when you're farming, it helps to clear the enemy from using their attacks. And Gotther's ult is actually an ult reduction skill, which is really good. Overall, Gotther's kit is really good, guys. His unique also increases attack by 10% for your allies if he doesn't take damage on that turn, which is really good also. Just generally, Gotther is like a meta unit, right, guys? Like, he's one of the best units in the game. Definitely a must-have unit if you don't have him already. Definitely pick him up from the coin shop. He's really good. Yeah, guys, so that's going over Gotther. Obviously, he's a top 5 unit in the game, super meta. So the next unit we're going to be going over, guys, is Green Escanor. So the reason he is a top 5 unit in the game is just because Escanor as a character, his cards and his kit is just damage. Like, his first skill, it does 500% of attack and gives him 2 ult gauge, which is really good. His second skill is a Cruel Sum, which removes buffs and applies 2 ignite effects for 300% of attack. And his ult is a nuke ult, guys, that does 1056% of attack at level 2, which is really insane. At level 6 out of 6 for his ult, I think it does around like 1400, which is kind of insane. But yeah, guys, Escanor is all about damage. Another thing too, he removes debuffs and buffs and becomes immune when his ult gauge is completely filled. So he can't be petrified, he can't be frozen, he can't be attack disabled, anything like that. Escanor, when he has his ult, he's gonna kill someone on the other team, right, guys? So Escanor is a top tier unit in the game. If you don't have Escanor on a global account, honestly, I would just say to re-roll for an Escanor, man. Like, if you start off the game getting counter Melly, like, counter Melly is good, but Escanor will carry you through the entire game, guys. Like, he really is the best unit to reroll for when you start an account. So the next unit we're going to be going over, guys, is Blue King. So Blue King is a top 5 unit, guys, just because of his kit in general. He's built where he has a cleanse attack, or a cleanse skill, which removes debuffs from all allies on level 1 and heals diminished HP and removes debuffs on his level 3, which is really good. Diminished HP is better than a scaling healing from attack, just because diminished HP means how much damage they've taken or have lost. So when you heal all the diminished HP, you can actually get some pretty insane heals with this card, right, guys? So, and King's second card is a petrified card that does 250% of attack and petrifies for 2 turns. That card alone, guys, makes any content where you're allowed to petrify or freeze basically like the easiest thing ever. So he literally nullifies basically any like mission or raid where the boss can be frozen or the enemies can be petrified, whatever. So in Red Demon, King kind of carries, right, guys? Like, when Hell Red Demon comes out, King is going to be a must-have unit for that team. So yeah, and guys, his ult is kind of insane. It inflicts shatter and does AoE damage. Mine's 3-6 right now, so with the combined attack, it does 576% of attack, which is kind of insane. AoE. So King is definitely a top 5 unit, guys. Make sure to invest in King because he doesn't fall off for a long time, and on JP is still super meta, so definitely a top 5 unit right there. So for the next 2 spots, guys, I'm giving them both to blue Lillia and blue demon Meliotis, and the reason is because them as a combo are definitely top 5 material, guys. So what Lillia does, guys, is she gives half her pierce rate, 50% of her hero's pierce rate to to your allies. So what that does is, if you have really high pierce rate on Lillia, so right now mine is at 80% with my gear. So if I have an 80% pierce rate Lillia and I use my Demon Meliotis with her, so my Demon Meliotis is at 80.2%, so he's going to have 120.2% pierce rate when we load into battle, which is kind of insane. What makes this team so insanely busted is because of Meliotis's pierce card, where it scales off his pierce, and because his pierce is going to be at 120% or higher, it's going to be doing a ton of damage. Melly's pierce card alone does like almost as much as Escanor's card, but AoE. So it's kind of insane how much damage he does. He's definitely top 5 material, guys. Definitely, if you don't have blue Demon Meliotis already, definitely make sure to pick him up from a banner upcoming whenever you can, because he's a really good unit, guys. And Lillia also, as I've said, guys, is mainly there to buff blue Demon Melly. She's a really good character. She has a heal also that scales off her attack and removes debuffs, and her ult decreases skill ranks and depletes the ultimate move gauge by the number of skill ranks decrease, which is really good. So yeah, guys, those are the top 5 units in Grand Cross Global at the moment, guys. There are a few other honorable mention units that I can mention, so we'll just go over them real quick. This right here is Green Merlin. Green Merlin, I don't think she's top 5. She's definitely a top 10 unit in the game, but she's kind of necessary for any alt rush team you have, just because of her passive. So for her passive, she fills all allies ultimate move gauge by 1 at the start of the battle, and Merlin's passive actually works in the sub slot. So if you have Merlin in the sub slot, you can have your team to have an extra ult gauge when you load into any event, or mission, whatever. So it makes Merlin a really good character. She has a single target ult reduction card. She has a perfect cube, which creates a barrier equal to her attack, and then she has a ult that disables attack skills for 2 turns and does 693% at level 2, which is pretty insane. So Merlin, honorable mention. She's probably like top 6, top 7. She's a really good unit, guys. If you don't have her already from the coin shop, definitely pick her up. So another really good unit right now in the meta, or in the game, is Red Arthur. So the reason Red Arthur is so good is because he has this skill right here where it removes debuffs from all allies, increases basic stats by 30%, and grants debuff immunity for 3 turns on its level 3 for a royal sword. And that card makes your team immune to any petrifies, for any freezes, attack disables, anything like that, and your entire team's basic stats are being increased, so your attack and defense and HP. So Arthur really buffs a mono red team really heavily. So once Red Escanor comes out on global, he's going to be a top tier contender in PvP when that happens. But yeah, guys, another honorable mention, guys, would probably be Hauser, because Hauser's a really good unit also. Basically the same type of deal with Demon Meliotis, where he has the pierce card, so you can scale off a pierce. Very good unit. And he actually increases human basic stats by 8%, which is really good. So yeah, guys, and then the last honorable mention unit is Red Hellbrim. So Red Hellbrim is a honorable mention unit just because he makes up the Kingbrim team, and what he can do is he can remove ult gauge, so he has the same card as Green Merlin, and he has a Petrify card, which is the same as Blue King. So he's kind of like a mix between Green Merlin and Blue King, and he has a pretty decent ult that cancels buff and stances and does 490% at 5 out of 6, which is really good. And yeah, so Hellbrim is just a really good unit, guys. Also, for his passive, he increases basic stats by 5% per surviving ally, which is really good. Hellbrim's just overall like a really good unit for that team, guys. So yeah. Alright, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always, guys. And right before I end the video, guys, I just want to thank you guys for 200 subscribers. We're actually at 216 at the moment of recording this video, so I just wanted to thank you guys for that. You guys are showing a ton of support through all my videos recently, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.